Hey, you want to learn about history?
No!
Wrong answer. Well, today we're going to be learning about World War I, specifically the Russian Revolution that took place during that time. During the First World War, the world was split into two Allied groups, the Allied Forces and the Central Powers. The Allied Forces had the United Kingdom, France, the United States, Russia, and other countries like Montenegro, while the Central Powers had Germany, Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria, and the Ottoman Empire. Now, the Central Powers were surrounded by the Allied forces, so they had to fight the war on two different sides, one of which is called the Eastern Front, which is the area between the countries of the Central Forces and Russia. Now, Russia had its problems. At the time, they were behind in both military training and technology, so they had a major disadvantage during the war. In fact, one of their only benefits was their large population, but even that didn't translate into them having more soldiers. In 1914, when they entered the war, they had 1.4 million soldiers, while Germany, on the other hand, had 1.9 million soldiers, despite their lower population. From 1914 to 1916, Russia's attacks failed to break through German lines. But that's not all. They also suffered from years of economic instability and a lack of essentials like food.
Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry, for real though.
Due to this, most Russian citizens felt dissatisfaction with their government. This all led up to the Russian Revolution in 1917, led by Vladimir Lenin, as an attempt to overthrow their leader at the time, Tsar Nicholas II. So what's his solution to years of economic instability, corrupt rule, and multiple defeats in battle? That's right, communism.
Ah yes, my favorite form of government.
So Vladimir Lenin formed a group of rebels called the Bolsheviks, which was a Soviet group, which were typically comprised of the working class, which were called proletarians. Lenin's slogan he used to rile people up to follow him was the promise of peace, land, and bread, which appealed to them at the time since that's what they were lacking during the war times. This all climaxed in November of 1917 when the Bolsheviks seized power of the government. What followed was an armistice, or an agreement to cease or halt hostility between Russia and the Central Powers. And thus, because of their revolution, Russia exited World War I, and now their monarchical rule has come to an end. Goodbye, absolute monarchy, and hello, communism!
Oh yay.
Probably the biggest impact that came from Russia's departure from the war was that the Central Powers can now focus all their efforts on fighting the Western Front, which is the area between the countries of the Central Powers and France. The increased attacks on the Allied forces was what ultimately prompted the US to get more involved in the war. This involvement helped to end the war with an Allied victory. So now you know more about the Russian Revolution, what caused it, and the impacts on the war it had. Be sure to not hit that like or subscribe button. Don't do it. Just don't. Thanks for watching, and I won't see you next time.